Hey guys, I thought I would do a video here and talk about vegetable tan leather and selection real quick. There's kind of different grades or qualities of vegetable tan, and I have two different pieces of 8 ounce here to show you. So what you might need and the purposes you might use them for are different, and how much you're willing to spend also. And when you're shopping, if you can go to a store, if you have a leather shop in your area, and actually look at this stuff before you buy it, it's the best way. But even ordering online like I do, because I don't have a leather shop local, is you can give them a call and specifically request some of the characteristics we're going to talk about. So this piece over here is a little bit cheaper piece, and believe it or not, the price differences aren't huge, but generally they can be, but depending on, but you got to shop around. This piece over here is what I would call the lower quality. It's drier, it's fairly stiff, and you can see on the flesh side, which is where the inside of the skin would be, it's pretty rough. Can you see that? As opposed to the flesh side of this one. It's nice and smooth. And this one over here is much more supple and moist. There's a lot more moisture in it. And the outside, the grain side, is very nice. See, this one won't lay as flat. The grain side's not bad. It's got a lot more blemishes on it. You can see that. Discolorations and stuff. Now that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes if you want the rustic look, or kind of some unique characteristics for projects, those things will kind of come through in your final project, and it can sometimes look pretty cool. But for the most part, especially if you're doing stuff for a customer, you want the nicer stuff that's easier to work with, much easier to work with. It folds and bends much nicer, it forms much nicer when you get it wet for wet forming. The edges bevel a lot nicer without tearing up, where you try to bevel the edges on this one and it just tears up. You wait a minute for the airplane. So overall, the better quality stuff is easier to work with. It makes a nicer finished product in general. Obviously, so those are the things you want to look for. Is it's nice and supple and flexible. There's moisture in it, the natural oils and such. The outside, if you will, the grain side looks nice. It's blemish free. And the flesh side is nice and smooth. And this one actually has an inspection stamp and everything. This place that I get it from has a quality control. They're great. They're fantastic. This stuff I won't use for customers. There's just no way. I use it for kind of prototype projects and that kind of thing. Sometimes, some of my own stuff, if I just need something to beat around, then I don't mind using this. But mostly I use it for, experimenting and design ideas and that sort of stuff, kind of make up prototypes and before I settle on a final idea. So anyway, those are kind of some of the characteristics you want to shop for when look for when you're shopping for leather. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free, leave some comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. There's a lot of resources on the net. Leatherworker.net is a great forum for leatherworking. If you want to stop by there. Can be overwhelming at the beginning if you're a beginner. So yeah, ask questions if you want. And Real quick too, ounces. When I talk about ounces, it kind of boils down to how thick it is. So 2-3 ounce leather is very thin. You have 4-5 ounce leather is good for smaller projects, outdoors type projects. The 8 ounce leather is great for sheaths, knife sheaths, and that sort of thing. Sometimes gun holster makers will use even heavier, you know, in the 10 and 12 ounce area. So you have to decide how big and how heavy duty do you want your project to be. So if you have a heavy knife, a BK2 or something, you know, 8 ounce is great. If you're doing a small sheath for a pocket knife, you know, you go down to 5 ounce. That'll work fine too. Because sometimes folding thicker leather around smaller items just doesn't work out too well. So anyway, that should do it. So thanks guys, and we'll talk to you soon.